What's going on, all my fellow bait chuckers out there? My name is Michael. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video today. I really appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your day to spend it with us here inside of the bait shop. Well, we did it. We are finally sponsoring our first pro, as you probably read from the title. So in this video, the first start of the pro series, it's going to be a series of videos where we're making baits for a new up-and-coming pro that we're starting to sponsor. My buddy James Wilcox, part owner of Active Catch. Some of you know I've shouted them out multiple times on Instagram as well as here on the YouTube channel. He's not only co-owner of Active Catch, but he's also an aspiring pro angler. So he was kind enough to partner with us. We have our logo plastered on the side of his boat. So a nice 8-Bit Baits logo there on part of the boat wrap he's got going on for the 2025 season. So we're super excited to partner up with James on this new adventure for us, at least. And I know it's a relatively new adventure for him as well. So we'll see how the season goes. But we're in the middle of making a large order of baits for James, and one of those baits is a flippin' and punchin' bait. He's got a big tournament coming up at Clear Lake, and we all know flippin' and punchin' does really good up there on those Clear Lake waters. So today, we're going to be making a flippin' and punchin' bait that was kind of co-designed by, well, a Bassmaster Elite champion, Cliff Pace. This is the CP Beaver mold, large 8-cavity CP Beaver, CP for Cliff Pace, and partner with Kearby Design Manufacturing over there. So Lance and Cliff got together, came up with a sweet variation on the Sweet Beaver, which is my personal all-time favorite Texas rig flipping and punching bait to throw. So real excited to show you guys what we have in store here. Let's head on over here. Let's demold this. It's already shot. Can you guess which color we already shot it in? Huh? No peeking. All right, come on. Let's demold this. All right, before we get into demolding this, let's talk a little bit about the inspiration for this bait, the original Sweet Beaver by Reaction Innovations. Everyone knows and loves the Sweet Beaver. If you don't know the Sweet Beaver, you should definitely know the Sweet Beaver. It's known for this awesome shaped body that looks very similar to a crawdad. And then it also has these cool little appendages here, as well as the noticeable beaver tail here on the back. Now, everyone knows that if you fish a Sweet Beaver, especially the standard 4.2 size, a 4/0 EWG hook fits perfectly. You have your tungsten weight here, your EWG hook comes underneath, and then because of this indent here in the middle of the bait, your hook tip buries right in there, and it makes a great Texas rig bait. I love flipping it around rock piles and structure all over the Delta. My absolute favorite Texas rig bait to throw. But this body design, even on the larger double wide, doesn't really lend itself to punching very well. You see these thick ridges here? These cause lots of disturbance and turbulence under the water, but not so great for punching through mesh, real thin angel hair type grass. We have a lot of that here on the Delta, as well as lots of fisheries around the states here. And then also, because of the indent here, it's really hard to bury a heavy cover flipping hook in here. You can't really put a straight shank heavy cover worm hook because there's not a whole lot of plastic for it to bite on. This, works great for an EWG hook, but doesn't necessarily work well for flipping and pitching through heavy cover. So a few years ago, after the patent expired on the Sweet Beaver bait, Cliff got together with Lance and they came up with the CP Beaver. You can see it has a very similar profile here by the laser etch outline, but it has a full body so you can easily fit a heavy cover, heavy shank straight worm hook inside of the bait. So come on, what are we talking for? Let's just get this demolded. All right. Look at that, huh? Yep, we went with Blue Craw. We had to go with Blue Craw. I figured it's been a while since we kicked off a video with a demold, so why not, huh? We got lots of colors to get through today. Let's take a closer look at these baits. All right, so you can see we have a very similar beaver tail profile as the Sweet Beaver, but we have a very smooth, full, thick body. This is going to help us punch through the heavy cover a lot easier. It's also going to allow us to bury that nice straight shank, heavy cover flipping hook in there. Bury that hook right in there. Awesome, awesome flipping and pitching bait. So this is what they look like in blue craw. Pretty awesome. Blue craw is such a great crawdad color. It works great in the sweet beaver as well as the CP beaver, any of your bug or beaver type stinger molds. It's a fantastic color. We'll get a couple of these clipped off here. You can see that on the top here we have nice scaling pattern. We got our bug eyes there to let us know that that is the top side, and then on the bottom we have a nice little kind of like a Spider-Man webbed pattern. I like that. Pretty cool. But yeah, there you go. CP Beaver, 4.2 inches. Let's take a look at some other colors. I'm prepping some peanut butter and jelly right now, so let's go build that color. All right, and here we are with a fresh cup of Plastisol right out of the microwave. Now we can't send James up to Clear Lake without a good PB&J. So we're going to get to work here. Yes, there are a ton of bubbles in it right now. That is because we had to use the drill mixer. We really had to mix it up. This is some Dead on Plastics Craw 2 blend, and our 5-gallon bucket has been sitting there for quite some time. So we will vacuum all of those out, don't you worry. So for our PB&J, we're going to go in with Chameleon Dye, Lureworks Chameleon Dye 154, 65 drops, 6.5. So we're going to go ahead and blend that in there. Alright, I know it looks very purple right now, but don't you worry, we're going to pull out a lot more of that brown. Once we vacuum it out, that's going to show a lot better too. Alright, now we're going to add some black glitter, 1/4 teaspoon. This is the square black 0.062 square flake. And again, 1/4 teaspoon, so that's going to be 4 scoops with our 1/16 here. So we'll get that stirred in there, and that's starting to pull more of that chocolatey brown of the chameleon out. And again, it's going to look completely different once it is dried and cooled. Yeah, dark center, purple when you pull it out. An amazing PB&J color. All right, and to finish off our PB&J, we're going to go in on some siren scales, but the new heat wave siren scales. You see there's a orange to pinkish gold going on there. Also one of the new siren scale colors. Look at that. Awesome stuff. So we are going to go 1/8. So we're going to do 2 big scoops. Stuff is super light. Gets everywhere. Alright, and we will get that all mixed in. Make sure to get the sides. We are using Craw 2 blend, so it does have a tendency to set up rather quickly. So I think we are getting to that point there, and take a look at that. You have the splotchiness of those pink, oranges, gold siren scales, and those clumps will break up after we vacuum as well. That air will get sucked out and break all those apart. Awesome stuff. All right, let's heat this up, get it in the vacuum chamber, and then we'll meet you back here when we are ready to inject some PB&J. All right, here we are, all vacuumed out, and you can see now that all of the air has been removed. We got a lot more separation on the siren scales. So vacuum pump really comes in handy. This is going to make for an amazing, amazing PB&J. All right, now, remember, boys and girls, don't forget to glove up. You got the bird's eye view here, because this takes almost a full half cup of Plastisol to fill all 8 cavities. These beavers definitely take some Plastisol. Nice medium pace on the injection. We're going to hold some pressure to avoid any denting. Okay. Then we're just going to pull up, and there we go. We're going to make sure to top it off because this mold is definitely going to drink. You can see it starting to suck down already. Alright, we got to make sure we catch it in time. Make sure to top it off. Look at that. And it's just going to keep drinking, but you can see a nice chocolatey brown there in the center. Nice bright pinkish purple on the outer edge. Gotta love that chameleon. This makes for an amazing PB&J all on its own. All you need is that black flake and it really pulls out that chocolatey brown. And these heatwave siren scales, I mean, I'm just saying, kind of sets it off. Pretty cool stuff. I mean, just look at that injector, huh? Woo! Alright, let's get these demolded, see what they look like. Alright, here we go. The 4.2 inch CP Beaver in PB&J. Let's demold this massive thing. What side does it want to come off on? Can we get them all to come off on one side? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Can you see that already? Beautiful PB&J. Look at that. Nice chocolatey brown in the middle with those beautiful purplish pinkish thin appendages. Oh, the chameleon is such a cool color. Beautiful PB&J. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, there you go. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous chocolatey brown with that just jelly, grape jelly looking appendages. Those heat wave siren scales just, oh, I'll tell you, the reflectivity on the siren scales is like none other. The fish absolutely go crazy for them. Is that not a beautiful bait right there? I mean, just that. Throw a nice 1.5 ounce tungsten on the head of that. Oh, beautiful pitching bait. Nice and compact, super smooth, gonna cut through that grass. Super easy. You can rip apart the beaver tail to get those appendages to give you just a little bit more action. Super, super cool. Awesome stuff. There you go, chameleon. And now I think we're going to throw it back old school a little bit. I have a laminate in mind. Let's see if we can't pull out something a little old school. Give James a little bit of an advantage when he heads up to Clear Lake. All right. Well, we got 2 cups of Plastisol here ready to go. Because we are going to attempt an old school laminate. I actually had to dig out the recipe book to pull out the recipe for moon juice. So moon juice is basically a real dark green pumpkin black flake top. So we have our green pumpkin green as well as our dark watermelon here from MF, a little bit of black, and our glitter ready to go. And the bottom is basically a blue highlight powder, so we'll be using the 8-Bit Baits new Mica Shift blue interference, and then a ton of the sparkle violet flake, but we'll also be inserting a little bit of the purple rupees in addition to the purple violet flake. So excited to get going. Let's get our Plastisol heated up. We'll start 1 cup at a time. We'll hit the top, the green pumpkin first. All right, we have a fresh heated cup of Plastisol ready to go, and as you can see, I mean, it is bubble central. Now this is kind of a unique case. Again, this is Dead On Plastics Craw 2 blend. However, this has been sitting for the better part of a year in the 5-gallon bucket, so it's just constantly collecting moisture. You know, once you crack that seal, your Plastisol starts to absorb moisture. Plus, on top of the fact that I did hit it extremely hard with the drill mixer just to make sure it was mixed up because it had been sitting for close to a year separating. So You know, kind of a unique scenario here. However, I want to point it out because this is very common. You know, this can happen in your home as well, or your bait shop when you're making baits. You have some plastisol that sits around for a little while. So people always ask me, you know, hey, is it necessary to have a vacuum chamber? Well, no, it's not necessary. However, you know, if you were to try and pour baits like this right now, they're not going to look so fantastic. So, you know, again, highly recommended to get yourself a vacuum chamber sooner rather than later as one of the tools in your bait shop, so you can take care of situations like this. You know, this is not a knock on dead on. This will happen with any plastisol. Once you crack that seal, that plastisol is starting to absorb moisture in the air, which is why we need the vacuum chamber to vacuum all that moisture and air out of the plastisol after it's been heated. So we're going to go right in on our color. First up, 40 drops of MF Dark Watermelon. All right. And then next up, we will have 20 drops of Green Pumpkin Green. Okay, and last but not least, 2 drops of Lureworks Black. There we go. That completes our color recipe. So let's go ahead and get this all stirred in for a nice, wonderful green pumpkin green on the top. Nice kind of dark brownish green. And we're going to darken it up with some flake here in a second. Oh yeah. Awesome stuff. Love that dark watermelon. Such a great color. Now, you have to be careful because the dark watermelon will bleed over time. Yes, I am aware of that. Don't worry, it's all part of the process with the moon juice. We want that bleed to take place slowly over time. All right, now we're going to add in our flake. We're going to start, you know, I'm using the square glitter. You can use hex glitter. I just have fallen in love with the square cut for the black. So we're going to go in with a little bit of small and a little bit of medium. So 1/8 of a teaspoon of the 0.035 square. And then 1/8 of a teaspoon of the 0.062 square. Alright, and this is going to darken it up just a tad and give us that little bit of texture that we're looking for. Alright, now this does look a little bit lighter because of all the air bubbles. Once we get this completely vacuumed out, this will certainly darken up a little bit. There's a ton of air bubbles in there, but you can see that real cool dark watermelon green pumpkin. Very cool stuff. Alright, let's get this vacuumed out. Alright, here we go. Fresh heated cup of Plastisol. We are going to make the belly color, which is very, very simple. First off, blue highlight powder. You can use any highlight powder you want. I'm going to go with the new Blue Interference by 8-Bit Baits. Coming very, very soon. I know I keep saying it, but it is coming very soon. We just got to sticker all the jars. Heavy 16th. So 1/16 of whatever your favorite blue highlight powder is. That's what I recommend for the base here of the moon juice. And don't forget, all the recipes will be below down in the description. Make sure to click the little buttons that say more. Sometimes you might have to click the buttons that say more again. We're also going to go in with Sparkle Violet Flake, but you know what? I think because powders have a tendency to clump, we're just going to get this at least mixed in just a little bit here first before we go ahead and drop in our Sparkle Violet Flake. And we are dropping in the Sparkle Violet Flake early, so we do need to pay attention to our temperatures once we add this in. We have to heat it slowly, and we want to make sure that we don't go overboard on our heat. So, here we go. 2 heaping 16ths. We'll go 3. Why not? It typically calls for 1/4 teaspoon, so it would be 4 scoops of the 16th, but I am going to add in the crushed rupees, and I don't want to overdo it. So we're going to go in on, again, the purple rupees here. So we're going to go ahead, See, these are a lot more finer particles. So there's one. Let's do two. Why not? There we go. Lots of bling in the belly here for the moon juice. And that blue highlight powder has an interesting effect where it makes the purple have a little bit more of a blue hue to it, which is pretty awesome. So we're going to go ahead and mix that in. That's looking awesome. I can already see in there. You can see the sparkle violet flake and the purple rupees playing off of each other with that blue highlight powder. You know what? It wouldn't be blue if we didn't add a little Sonic hollow shift powder. So I'm calling an audible. We're going to add just a dash of the Sonic. Not a lot, just a dash, okay? I mean, if you're really trying to emphasize the blue, there's no better way to do it than by adding some Sonic in there. Just a little hint. You saw what it did to the blue craw. Really awesome stuff. And that's it. I mean, this is the belly, and that's going to pair up nicely with the dark watermelon green pumpkin on the back. So we're going to go ahead and get this vacuumed out, and then we will get everything heated up, even temperatures, and we'll meet you back here when we are ready to shoot. All right, we are ready to roll. Point of order, I did look at the recipe book. I added 1 drop of black to the belly color. It was missing, I thought so. So it definitely looks a lot more blue. But we are all mixed up, ready to go now that we got that drop of black in there. Let's get our blending block here by SDG. It is scorching hot because we are dealing with Crawl 2 blend, which has a tendency to thicken up extremely quickly. So we'll get ourselves a nice pool. All right. And away we go. Beautiful. We're going to hold pressure there. All right. Awesome stuff. Gotta make sure to top that off. Oh yeah, I already know. Just by looking at the injectors, that is gonna be a sweet color in these baits. Yeah, baby. All right, here we go. 4.2-inch CP Beaver in the Moon Juice. You can sort of see the blue there on the black. I topped it off with the dark watermelon, so that's kind of what's taken over. They're all going to come out on the same side. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful dark watermelon top. Okay, here we go. Here's the money shot. You ready? Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. That's what we like to see right there. Whew. Look at those, huh? Look at that. What a beautiful bait. You know, Moon Juice, it's one of those OG colors, but it never disappoints. I mean, you got that dark watermelon on the top, that blue highlight on the bottom with all of those sparkles going on. We got violet sparkle flake. We got purple rupees in there. Whew. Awesome stuff. Love the Moon Juice. And you know, this really shows off the detail as well. It's hard to see with those changeable colors, but the tooling detail on this bait, awesome stuff. Beautiful polished surfaces. Perfect for pitching and flipping, all smooth. This is just going to cut right through that grass. Super easy when you're punching that heavy cover. Wow, look at that. Let's get some of these off of here. I mean, just look at that. Is that not phenomenal? I think it is. I mean, if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. But I mean, goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen, I would say that is our thumbnail right there, huh? What do you think? Impressive stuff. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and finish out the rest of this colorway and cookie sheet. We got 3 cookie sheets worth of baits total. Hopefully this will be enough for James. We've got a couple more colors we're going to do. We're going to have to keep those a secret, unfortunately, but you know what time it is. Let's get some close-up goodness, and we will meet you back here at the workbench. Everybody, and there you go. We have some amazing baits all prepped up here for James. I must say the moon juice I'm a little particular to myself. I think it's an awesome color. I mean, not to take anything away from Blue Craw or this awesome PB&J, but wow, busting out moon juice. I mean, we haven't seen this color on the channel in probably well over a year. Awesome. I'll put a link to this original video in the upper right hand corner. It's one of the first videos we did on the channel on awesome color. I highly recommend you all go check out that video if you haven't already. It's an awesome recipe that looks good in a number of baits. And how about that CP beaver mold, huh? Don't forget about that. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the mold, the colors we did today, and you know, maybe if there's some colors you'd like to see made up inside of the CP beaver. It's an awesome bait. I think it's a great addition to the sweet beaver that I throw all the time. I have a flipping and punching version to go along with my normal Texas rig version of the sweet beaver. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Cliff and Lance, for getting together on something like this. I think that's pretty cool, and making it available in a large cavity count mold. This is great for those of us that want to get into kind of entry-level production. So awesome stuff. Really, really cool mold. We're definitely going to use this a lot more coming up in the future. So with that, everybody, we are going to wrap and cap this video. I appreciate all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Click the subscribe button if you aren't already. We're trying to upload content as much as we can. And you know, we got those live streams that pop up from time to time. Summer's coming. Maybe we'll get some weekend live streams going. You never know what's going on. Until next time, y'all know who it is. Your friend on this end, Michael, out here around these Delta sloughs, reminding you to keep on chucking. I get bag witches.